Hey YouTube, Bearded CB82 here today. Anyways, thought I'd bring some surprise for you. It's going to involve this, it's going to involve this, it's going to involve this, and what's inside the bag. So a lot of you guys, when I ask, well, what's inside the bag? Well, now that it's finally stopped raining over the past few days, I was finally able to gather some cattails here. These are from my work. We've got a ditch full of them right alongside where I work at, so since part of yesterday's afternoon kind of turned out somewhat slow and uneventful while we were waiting to get a truck list lined up for parking the trucks, I went ahead, gathered cattails, especially now that they're finally dried out. Even tried some out while I was waiting. Now, one thing I did in testing did fluff them up just a little bit, but I want to display how good a tinder this actually is. So, you want to fluff it up a little bit. It is an amazing flash tinder, and I got ideas, which is why I gathered like 20 some odd stocks worth, better part of a third of a grocery bag full on these guys. As soon as I can get a spark, if I don't use the wrong side first. Boom, and voila, amazing flash tinder. So I got some ideas to come to use for these guys here after a little bit. I mean, works awesome. If you don't fluff it up enough, it'll still flash, but just probably not to the aspect that you want, because you're still going to have unburnt fibers on the inside. So Jason Williams, I think this was what you might have seen as hairs. Might have been in your package you recently got from Brian J. for some of your pine fire stuff. I know they use some cattail, like I have here, for parts of their tinders. I mean, it just goes, and it goes that fast. But there's a good demonstration. You got this unburned portion here because it wasn't quite fluffed up with the rest of it. And it actually doesn't smell bad when it burns. It has its own smell, but it does burn very well. Now, I was thinking about things, how Pine Fire puts their stuff together, which they have a really good product on. You know, the Inferno Tinder Quick Start cotton rounds and everything else, and it's kind of why I gathered all these guys up. I mean, I got a crap load of them in there. And so I was thinking, well, if I leave this bag open and whatever needs to dry out, like this big long cattail guy right there, dry out, fluff some of that stuff off, maybe mix it in with some paraffin wax and do some sandwiching things along with some other wax, well, we might be able to get a decent little product going here for when Bug Out Bag Weekend comes along here in another month, and give them a good run for their money. I mean, yeah, it takes time, takes effort. I've got paraffin wax, I've got regular wax, I've got the thing of Vaseline from the dollar store along with the cotton rounds. So I think I'm ready. So I'm thinking do some trial mixtures, see how they work together. It's not going to take very much of this stuff because it fluffs up so well. But try to make some tinders with it. I mean, it doesn't take much, even from a guy like me that might have some other operator issues with the Inferno rounds. Yeah, you've all seen my cold hands video. Anyways, everybody's going to be giving each other crap for the next year, probably over those things. But it's all good. But it's something that I thought I would try, especially with... hold on one second. I got to unclip my mic. especially if I go ahead and mix in a lot of this stuff. This is some inner bark that I gathered. Looks like piss elm. When I did my Icy Hands challenge, I gathered up a whole bunch of this from a downfall log. It was pretty dry, pretty good, and did some practicing with it, and on its own it lit up fairly well. Me and my buddy Chuck that day, after we got done shooting my video. But yeah, I think I might have a decent little mixture coming up here, just kind of on my own thing, inspired by pine fire, as you can obviously see. What they do, along with things Jiu-Jitsu and Jason Williams all put together. But it's just going to take some time, effort, and trial trying to get the mixture right. And this is going to be my own personal deal. These things aren't for sale. I'm not trying to put anybody out of business. These guys make an awesome product. Their jute works phenomenal. Love it. They always throw in free fat wood with all their orders. Again, love that. And let me see if I got some here. I mean, that 3 feet of jute twine that I got through Brian J's little thing, along with a really good piece of fat wood that's in there. That thing is just beautiful. That's still sealed, ready to go. That stuff works awesome. That jute twine, I tried a chunk of that like an inch, and just a portion of that inch fluffed up worked great. Those guys are phenomenal. But just something that, you know, kind of came to mind as I was sitting there staring at it the other day and waiting for the rain to stop, and decided, hey, might as well pick some up. Now that the rain stopped, they've had a chance, because it was nice and windy, to air dry a bit. There we go. So we've got some Tinder. We've got that. We've got accelerants. All the other good stuff. Mix it together and see if I can come up with a goody little cookie. Anyways, guys, thought I'd share that with y'all. Y'all have fun, stay safe, get outdoors, and enjoy some fire. Right? So, here we go. Other than that, Bearded CB82, out.